morning and welcome to free practice one for the Eifel Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton comes into this weekend with a chance of matching Michael Schumacher's 91 victories. But he will have to battle some incoming weather, which will be quite wet since it was due to rain. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Constructors' Championship coming into round 11. After 7 years away from the Grand Prix calendar, Formula 1 returns to one of the most thrilling and challenging tracks. Welcome to the Nurburgring in Germany for the Eifel Grand Prix. There are only 7 races left on this year's Grand Prix calendar. This weekend's Eifel, 2 weeks' time in Portugal, and then the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix following straight after, then Turkey on the 15th, and then the Bahrain Grand Prix on the 29th of November, the Sharjah on the 6th, and Abu Dhabi rounding off on the 13th of December. Hamilton leads the title in first place with 205 points, followed by Bottas at 161, then Verstappen at 128, then Norris 65, Albon 64, Ricciardo 63, Leclerc 57. Also sharing that place, Stroll at 57, then followed by Perez at 56, and then Gasly at 45. Then we have Sainz at 41, Ocon at 36, Vettel at 17, which is shocking. Kvyat at 14, Hulkenberg at 6, Raikkonen 2, Giovinazzi 2, Magnussen 1, and then with no points on the board we have Latifi, Russell and Grosjean. In the Constructors' Championship, we have Mercedes in first place with 366 points, then followed by Red Bull with 192 points, then McLaren in 106 points, Racing Point at 104, Renault at 99, Ferrari at 74, which was really shocking for them, AlphaTauri at 59, Alfa Romeo at 4, Haas at 1, and Williams with no points. It's the first practice session for Eifel Grand Prix. Welcome to the watch-along coverage here on YouTube. Before we cross over to the commentary box for FP1, Joshua has taken Mercedes W08 from 2017 around the track on Gran Turismo Sport for a lap attack.
Let's take a look around the Nurburgring in Germany, a clockwise circuit, 5.148 kilometres long. It is a hard and abrasive circuit. Coming into the Kohler curve, the last corner on the track, good to get an important exit as you fly mid-part through the track, down the start-finish straight, open up the DRS and hurtle across this control line before the start line and the pit lane exit. Heavy braking zone for turn 1, all the way down from 8th gear to 1st gear, a tight right-hander as you come into the Castrol section, used to be, of course, the Mercedes arena. Turns 2 and 3 want to spit you out wide. Understeer, a massive problem at this part of the track, but it sort of all tightens up nicely as you come into turn 4 and rejoin the original revamped circuit. You can see how tight the track gets and narrow as you head, hopefully flat out, all the way down into turn 5 and 6. Banked part of the track, good traction as you come flying through the Ford curve. Downhill now, maximum of 8th gear, flat out into the braking zone for turn 7 of the Dunlop curve. Michael Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya had a moment here, and that's why there's an extra runoff in the part of the track where Schumacher went off. Uphill now towards turn 8 and 9 when Hamilton crashed in 2007 in qualifying. Luckily he was okay to take part in that crazy race. Flying downhill now to the RTL curve at turn 10. Back part of the track once again, filters downhill immediately into the bit curve before opening up for the second DRS detection point on this lap, past the old Nordschleife on the left and fly uphill towards the Michael Schumacher S's chicane, which he helped design after passing Alesi for the victory in 1995. Hard on the brake, first gear corner, important to get a good exit, rising up once again to the Coca-Cola curve. The car immediately wants to spit you out wide, control it, back on now to the actual track and across the start line. The Nürburgring is a demanding circuit, not just the Nordschleife, but the track that was recreated in 1984 always provides interesting and great races.
It is forecast to be wet and windy all weekend here in Eifel. So let's see what our commenters make of this in FP1 as we cross over to Joshua Burch and Ian Burch.
Thank you, Megan. Well, you join us for the first practice session for the Eifel Grand Prix here at the Nurburgring. But we regret to inform you that we currently don't have a session. As we return to this wonderful circuit, it's nicknamed the Green Hell. Jackie Stewart named that back in the 1970s. He never did a lap of the Nurburgring he didn't want to do. But welcome to the watch-along coverage here up in the commentary box as well. Megan can now go back indoors where it's dry. As this is the 11th round of the championship. We're in Germany at the Nurburgring, but it's the Eifel Grand Prix, a different title to what we are used to. Around this 3.198 mile circuit, 3 sectors, tricky braking zones, 2 DRS zones as well. And we've had some crazy races here in the past. As well as we just have a little bit of graphics in the commentary box failure. But how about action zones? Turn 1 in 2011. Hamilton diving up the inside of Webber. Webber trying everything to go back round the outside. Didn't work. Montoya and Schumacher at the Dunlop curve at turn 7. How Montoya didn't spin and Schumacher does, we didn't know. But now there's a little bit of runoff at the exit of the track. And Buemi versus Heidfeld in 2011. Quite similar to what happened to David Coulthard back in 2000, but a big, massive accident on the track, causing multiple yellows and safety cars throughout the weekend as well. Now, the full tyre range this weekend, the soft, the medium, the hard. It's the C4, C3, C2, but look out for the intermediate and the wet. It's scheduled to be wet all weekend here. And as we said, we have got breaking news for you, was the fact is that the medical helicopter cannot fly. So the session countdown clock will start at 11 o'clock, but the pit lane exit will not be open. There will be a further update at 11:30. A 10-minute notification will be given before the pit exit opens. And it's a wet track and low grip conditions. But Ian Burch alongside me in the commentary box and our new sort of setup this weekend. Well, we're just going to have to wait and sit this one out, aren't we?
Ja, guten Tag.
Hello, oh, sorry, after you.
Guten Tag, willkommen.
Well, I can't remember what Martin Brundle said about 10 minutes ago to what described the cars. I don't know what that one is for the Dutch viewers. Can we hear you okay? I think we've got a problem with your mic here. Would you like to say something once again? I think we're okay now. But
there we have the 2 helicopters.
Neither can fly.
Neither can fly because of the fact that there is low mist. We all know what happened to Kobe Bryant and his family. And it's a similar thing that the mist... these the helicopters are not like aircraft, which can fly virtually... if you put a bag over the front of the aircraft, they could still fly because of all the different things. But it doesn't happen in helicopters because of the fact that they fly at such low altitude. Martin Brundle says that it's clearing quite well. And it does look at large parts of it. It's just that area to the north, around the forest area. Anybody who drives in the countryside at this time of the year know that fog lingers where there's no built-up areas. That's why we've got no fog or mist on the track. But outside, as you can see on the shot, if you're watching on the TV, towards the hills to the north, there is a lot of fog lingering to the right of the screen. And the thing is, by road, the nearest hospital is 45 minutes away. Under FA rules, it's 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yep, 20 minutes for a serious head injury to get to the nearest hospital, which here isn't Nurburg. It's just below it, isn't it? It's just across from the track. I think it's closer to the Eifel Mountains where there's a hospital, but we're sort of in a valley here.
Yeah, we've got an Eifel view.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
Really Eifel it is this morning. And if anybody's got listening to us and watching the MotoGP, it is similar in Le Mans.
It's really just a waiting game, isn't it?
Yeah, Le Mans is very wet this morning. There's at least 2 of the Moto3 lads went off within 5 minutes of the start of the session.
It's very wet all over Europe, and even here in the United Kingdom in our UK studio. That's why we're wearing jumpers. It is freezing here this morning, but this is going to be one of the coldest Grand Prix in history, not beating Canada of the 1980s, which only hit 5 degrees. We're predicting race day temperatures of just 8 degrees. So how are those engines going to hold up without them cracking?
It's also, they've brought the hardest tyres this weekend, the most durable tyres. You'd think they would have brought that when they went to Silverstone and places like that, because of the it was only the speed. They didn't care about the fact that they would blow.
Yeah, they just get
the speed.
Yeah, and then the softest tyres came later.
There's Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, making his debut.
He's had a nice haircut for today, Mick. Mick didn't look earlier on in the week like that. He had a bit more flowing locks than that.
Mick Schumacher, of course, deputising for Antonio Giovinazzi in this first practice session. If he actually gets out on the track, that is, at any point today. Callum Ilott is also in at the Haas car.
Of course, Callum and him are fighting like mad to see who wins the F2 challenge, but no F2 or F3 this weekend.
Nope, just the Formula 1 action for this weekend.
There is Callum Ilott on the left. That's Callum is one of the most talented young British drivers outside of Formula 1.
I've just seen also on his overalls, it's O-Lot, not I-Lot, if you can see. It's Callum I-Lot, but it's O-I-Lot.
Oh, I-Lot.
On his initials.
Maybe Callum is a bit Irish.
It would explain it, though. He's Irish charm.
Here is Callum O'Ilott, our #1 Dublin-based racing driver. The only other racing driver from Dublin is young Charlotte Coates, and she's 8 years old and has got a pedal car.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, what was that program on? It was on one of them, wasn't it?
It was. I think the name's wrong, but
yeah, no, I think you're right.
Show.
I think you're right.
Yeah, she's an up-and-coming young lass from I think it's from Dublin.
I feel so sorry for the fans in attendance here because we have opened it up.
You Irish will know who exactly it is. Right,
get in touch.
Yeah, right as something.
We just quickly, as well as Ted Kravitz is standing outside of the pit lane box as well. He looks a bit dry at the moment, but we got some of the esports guys looking from BBB Racing 1, which is my other broadcasting duties. The esports series on
forbidden
Twitch. What's that?
For him to go any further.
Oh, so yeah, Ted Kravitz can't go into the pit lane.
Attention.
Ted's stuck outside the pit lane because the fans are here. But yeah,
the area beyond this is strictly forbidden.
Just quickly, BBB Racing 1 on Twitch, Mondays at 8:30 UK time.
Fire an explosive risk. I don't understand that.
2 seconds. I've got to get this plug in.
Is that the electrical batteries?
It must be electric fence.
Must
Ted's
be where
out.
Is this where they put the? Yes, this is where they. If they do have a problem with the batteries, is this where they put the car?
Presumably, yeah, in the isolation
bit, and then we've got the fire area there to the left. And there are the 2 helicopters, which unfortunately can't fly.
We are expecting an update at 1/2 the hour, so in about 27 minutes' time. To hopefully we'll get racing. But just 2 seconds, we've got to plug this.
I was reading the sign. Please note what?
Hang on. We have to plug this. An amazing esports league, which I do the commentary on. BBB Racing 1, Mondays at 8:30 UK time, 10:30 Turkish time. And it is absolutely fantastic. We just had the Monaco Grand Prix, which most of the field got penalties, but a wet weather Monaco Grand Prix in esports, it was absolutely fantastic. It's on YouTube and Twitch as well, BBB Racing 1.
Notice that, like I've just done, isn't that the a Formula 1 helicopter who's actually flying?
Yeah, the TV helicopter is on as well, so we can see.
Is that a memorial to Joachim Ring or Ratzenberger?
Roland Ratzenberger. It's Ratzenberger, yeah. I think that's what Ted's saying as well. He's just spotted it as well. We're getting a close look now. Oh no, it's Bernard Roschmeiter, the first winner of this track.
I was going to say because he doesn't look like Roland.
The name from a bit backwards looked like Roland Ratzenberger, but yeah.
Him. Do you know him? He was named after Roland Ratzenberger because Roland lived Roland Ratzenberger lived next door. What I mean?
Just seeing from one of the esports drivers as well that you don't seem to care about the esports. But it's not that. It's the fact is that I can never get him to stop talking. You always go and it's always good.
I will tell the esport drivers that I watch them.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he watches all of us. He's fantastic. He watches him. I watch him. Well, I commentate on it as well. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I can't see how many people are viewing.
In the last 18 months, right, and especially the last 9 months, right, esport has come into its own. It's gone on to mainstream satellite television in Europe and here. Notice I said Europe.
Well done.
And here.
Well done.
Because we're not in Europe.
Well, we are on the continent, but not in the Union.
I'm not in a continent. We're an island.
No,
in the sun.
that's across there.
Oh, we used to be an island in the sun last month. Now we're just an island in the rain.
I feel so cold.
Doesn't have the same ring to it. Island in the rain.
I just noticed as well they've moved the start line further back. That's interesting.
And we also
Go on,
have the
Matthew.
fact that one of the esport commentators now commentates on Formula 2 and Formula
Alex
3.
James, yeah.
No, not Alex. The
Oh,
other
Matt
one.
Gallagher.
Mike Gallagher.
Yeah.
Matt Gallagher.
Because you're reading Mick Schumacher there.
Hey,
yeah,
yeah,
Matt
Mick
Gallagher.
Schumacher.
Yeah, Matt Gallagher.
Mick
who's
Schumacher,
watching.
another famous Irish driver from just outside Stuttgart.
I tell you what, though, for one Irish driver, Eddie Jordan, who has been in the
I
press
was waiting
recently.
for you to tell
Yeah.
me about Eddie Jordan and a certain ex-Ferrari driver who's a famous.
Irvine.
Yeah, Eddie Irvine, fantastic driver. You know, rough and ready, a bit like Roy Keane, the footballer
yeah.
Roy Keane in his approach to life.
Was that yesterday? England won as well? Yeah.
England won yesterday 3-0 against the Welsh.
Apologies if we just spoiled the game for you, but nothing happened. It was an interesting one. We were busy anyway.
Joshua used to tell me when I used to come in and videoed or TiVo'd the game. Oh, it's all right, but there's no goals in it.
Yes, I did do that, but for continuity, we must say that is only because that was a Just Good Friends line.
Yeah, but also any football fans will know that you can have a better 0-0 draw than you can have a 5-0 win.
Oh yeah, precisely. Yeah,
There's no you cheer the goals, but what else?
Yeah.
In a 5-0 win, whereas a 0-0 draw, the 1-0 draw between Leeds United, Kellyanne, that's their new name by the way, Leeds United, Kellyanne, and Manchester City, Bahrain Limited.
Yeah.
I have liked Manchester City for years. I make no bones about it, and I used to wear the same light blue motor T-shirt.
You still do, don't you?
Well, yeah,
I maybe forgot that one.
I haven't. I only change my top once a week, so.
Well, to be fair, you're going to be seeing me in this jumper and probably Dad in this jumper for quite a while, actually, as well, as it is freezing in our UK commentary box, and we haven't got enough plugs to actually put the fire on as well. What are you wearing under there? Another T-shirt?
Yeah, I've got the dad T-shirt, one of the dad T-shirts on.
I've got new subscribers coming up left, right and centre. Thank you very much for subscribing as well. Car development is just coming up on the screen at the moment. We're on the F1 Insights. And
So
Mercedes
why
is the
a
fastest.
Ferrari on the screen? It's
Yeah,
car development.
Actually,
Because if you look,
yeah.
everybody has gained. We were talking about this last time, that everybody has actually gained. Rob Smedley did a lot of the basic, the figuring out of this, and he declared, a former Ferrari team boss, right? Rob Smedley declared that Ferrari have lost, whereas every other team has gained.
Yep, Mercedes.
Williams are looking quite promising with their upgrades. Whether or not these upgrades will be used this weekend is a different thing.
I think
They've
have
now got a lot of money to do these things, and I expect Alfa Romeo to be the prop-up team from a couple of races' time. And I expect Georgie Boy to... Georgie Boy.
Georgie Girl there.
Georgie Boy.
That's the Seekers, isn't it?
No, this is a Rod Stewart, but George isn't that way inclined. But it wouldn't matter if he was.
The shirtless pictures he puts on Instagram as well certainly gets the attention of half the F1 paddock.
Well, that's because he seems to have a role model in Martin Brundle. Have you seen Martin's topless pictures?
Everybody's seen Martin's topless pictures, I can tell you that now. Just having a quick look at the weather forecast on windy.com. Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
They're all supposed to be private, aren't we?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm having a look at that.
Have you been looking at my phone again?
What, yes, I presume I have. Now, we've just, look at this. Thank you to Haas F1, who have just given us the perfect website to have a look at the incoming weather. Oops, and off goes the headset. Off goes the headset for Dad.
For my next trick.
So, say that again.
For my next trick.
Well,
I saw, there was a great thing. Penn and everybody throughout the world has probably heard of the great Penn and Teller, right?
Yes.
They do a magic act in Vegas for the last thing, and Penn does all the talking and does the things, and Teller does
I'm starting to feel like
the
Teller.
magic tricks and never speaks, even though he's in a quite famous at the moment US sitcom where he speaks because he's the father, right? So it's not that he can't speak; he does speak. But he was doing all these mimes and things like that. Then all of a sudden he went to his mouth.
And off goes the sound guard.
And off goes the sound guard. It's under the table at the Dog and Duck. And so is Mabel.
Practice is not going well, is it? I'll just mute Mike so he can put that back on for you.
Well,
there you go.
I'm just trying to make sure that everybody has a laugh.
Well, keep it going. We've got nothing else to do.
Oh, it was great. Your mum was watching it as well. Right, all of a sudden, Penn's doing his usual voice to camera, and on the split screen there's Teller, and he's doing his miming, and then all of a sudden he puts his hand to his mouth, right, and then a pack of cards come out of his mouth.
What? Really?
Yeah, brilliant. He's genius.
We've just opened up at
Whereas I go like that to my mouth, and my mic falls off, and my foot falls out.
I've just had a look on the weather forecast that we've managed to nick off Hass F1. If you want to do it, I'll put it into the group chat now because we have the opportunity. It's windy.com.
Yeah, windy.
So I've put it into the group chat there.
It's not windy in German, it's windy, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is, yes. If I can find my mouse, there it is. So we can now see the weather forecast.
What I remember at school, right, if it's a W, you pronounce it as a long V. So it's windy, like Volkswagen.
So we have here we go. We have the Nurburgring on our screen now, and you can see the weather coming in. If I can adjust the scrabbles here. Forecast weather, there we go. So you can see the wind's blowing in as well. It's 6-kilometre wind at the moment if you go to windy.com.
And if you think the Nurburgring is wet, there is a road called Voschen Lane in German, Vossenweg, right? That leads to the right of Nuremberg.
And
must be to a city called that. So it must be pretty wet down there.
I'll tell you one thing.
There we have some fans.
Finally, hello, welcome fans. But I'll tell you one thing as well.
Man.
I'll tell you one thing. Megan yesterday, because Megan's hosted, I'm sure you heard in the pre-show before we came on air. Actually, when we were on air now, because we can stream it all in one go. Megan had such a problem yesterday saying Nurburgring. First of all, she said
Nurburg.
First of all, she said Nuremberg. Then the Nurembergring.
Then she said no burger.
She did,
ring.
yeah. She got it completely wrong, but luckily, well done,
Welcome
Megan.
to the Nurburg onion ring.
Yep, well done, Megan, for your first time hosting.
Just call it Max.
Max, right?
Yeah,
Max ring.
Nurburg onion ring.
Oh, I'll tell you what I could do with a burger right now. Look at that, single seater career.
Yeah, I think of you as a burger, a silly burger.
Oh dear, that was brilliant.
All the jokes, folks, are coming out.
We've got nothing else to do. Give us questions.
we've got. Well, people are writing things. It's just you're not listening or
I
writing.
can see
I
them.
Can't see them from here.
I can see. Well, I'll try and zoom in for you.
Zoom in for me. This is me on the radio.
Well, that didn't work.
That didn't really sound like it. Like there's a guy called Heavy Early, an invention of a guy who wrote a show called WKRP in Cincinnati, and he used to play this disc jockey Heavy Early, and he had these things like hey, "Listen to me."
Well, I have just realised as well because
in the 80s and 90s, right? There was quite a few shows based on being things like that one where he was a detective.
Yeah.
A lot of people say a lot of things, but mainly they say that the night in the city is dangerous.
So I've got here you go. Look, I've got the group chat open on my phone. Get in touch. We've got it. Get in touch on the YouTube chat.
Burt Reynolds' wife was in that.
Was he? You've watched that recently, haven't you? What did you watch recently? An old classic.
Oh, I can't remember, but I watched loads of things. But Burt Reynolds' wife, was in that. Laurie Anderson, she played the secretary. Right, it was a good show. My sister used to tape before it came to this country. My sister used to tape the sound tape of it and send it to me on a little cassette because I was also heavily into radio, so
you still are. You still are into heavy news radio. Well,
last time I told the famous goon joke about wanting to sail across the English Channel on a piano, and he sawed the legs off, and he sawed all 4 legs off the piano. And then he said, wait a minute, you know, I only thought there were 3 legs on a piano. And then Spike Milligan goes, I keep falling over.
I've just seen the first other image of the Nurburgring, and it was a wonderful sight as well. Come on, give us
Mick Schumacher must have seen this track thousands of times. It must be like the German tracks must be like a bit. Mind you, he went to Switzerland?
He grew up in Switzerland, most of all. Yeah. Because Michael lives there.
Yeah. So did Sebastian. Sebastian yesterday gave a quite nice, nearly emotional speech about how much Mick deserves this. Having watched him it's like Lance Stroll, right? Many people think that Lance Stroll got his job in Formula One just because his dad owned half of Williams, or quarter of Williams. Yeah. Right?
Heavily invested.
He heavily invested. Yeah, he bought it off of Toto Wolff. Yeah. And that's Toto Wolff still has a partnership in another firm. Always interested in something.
Aston Martin. If
I'm
correct with that one.
Yeah, which is another Lance Stroll company. But Lance could drive. I mean, he won championships to get to Formula One. Nowadays, you can't just buy your son a drive because of the super license, and you have to actually earn points on the super license. And we've got begins with a T. Honda lad. Tsushima.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember. I'll Google it. I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, he's
Yuki Tsunoda.
Tsunoda.
I've just remembered that without having to Google it. Yeah, Yuki
Tsunoda.
Right, starts with a T, but the T is silent.
Honda want to get him into Formula One, and then and they're doing all this to get him into Formula One. And I wonder whether or not the present situation with Honda pulling out in 2021, when they're not pulling out of MotoGP or any of the other things like IndyCar, right, sounds like they've said no to Tsunoda, and they're just
pulling
a business strategy.
Everybody has been saying, why is Honda now just decided to pull out as soon as they've started winning? They've spent 5 years developing the engine.
They've said it's to do with the green aspect of developing engines. Right. But then again, that doesn't work, right, because of the fact that, as I just said, they're still Honda. It's either a Chevy or a Honda. Yeah. In IndyCar.
You had a Chevy, and I don't think we've actually ever owned. I don't think we've ever actually owned a Honda, have we? I think we've owned Chevys.
We're in the Toyota.
Oh, the Toyota was the closest one. Yeah. I presume,
I don't think we have. Don't think we have. We've had a Chevy. In fact, your mum's interested in a new car, and she's she knows of a Chevy Cruze, but and it's not mine.
No, a different one.
A different one, yeah. A hatchback.
They're good. They're better.
Yeah. Oh, a hatchback Cruze.
That's the first time I've heard of that, by the way. So,
well, it would be because you've been in here all morning.
I have, yeah. I've been setting up everything on the stream.
Raindrops are falling on the.
I've just realised as well, if you're wondering why there's a massive gap just after Dad there, it's because this is set up for a 3-person commentary team. But Megan's not here, she's presenting. So this is set up for a 3-person team.
The Deutschland flag.
Oh, yeah, the German flag, which took us 2.5 hours to work out which way was the right way round. Because it just wouldn't work, would it? We thought, is it yellow, red, black?
It's not as if we haven't
yellow?
got copies of Formula One races where German people have won. Rosberg.
I know, we've had to have a lot of look.
What was that noise?
That was just outside. If I can hold that up there. I then worked out this morning when I printed out my preview notes, there's the German flag there. So how about that then? I did put it into the group chat last time out, though, not the Russian Grand Prix, the one before that, Tuscany, I believe. If you do want any of the information I have in the commentary box, which comes from the FIA, it's the FIA.com. And if you go to the World Championships Formula One, there's a whole load of information from stewards' decisions and everything, and starting grids.
Do stewards actually make decisions, or do they just put 3 or 4 different outcomes in a hat and take it?
Dieter
Renken has been talking recently And he did in the press conference. He asked Lewis directly about the fact that did he feel it was right the stewards then rescinded?
2 seconds, sorry. You can't hear this on the radio.
Michael Massey.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you can't hear this on the radio, but Michael Massey's talking to Laura Winter. So we're just listening to it in our ears. So give us a minute. Yeah, he's just saying the countdown clock has started, and it has. 1 hour, 9 minutes remain.
10:30 UK time.
For an update, yeah.
It's not looking good, though, because
No, it's not.
Georgie Boy was, although he's got his racing overalls on
He's
underneath,
not looking ready.
He doesn't look ready at all.
Yeah. So Michael Massey just talking to Laura, saying that it's impossible to predict
Is he
the weather.
Australian?
Yes, yeah. So it looks like we're going to be in for a delay after delay and an eventual cancellation. Stay with us, though.
You can do millions of pounds worth of damage and irreparable damage to drivers.
Yeah.
We had that in MotoGP recently, where it was decided the track was okay, and we got some injuries to some very big drivers, very well-known riders.
Fantastic. Yeah, I remember that one as well. That was this morning, and then earlier on a couple of years ago as well. And there was accident after accident. I remember Twinkley Motegi from MotoGP. They cancelled all the practice sessions, gave the drivers 15 minutes third practice, or one practice session, and then went straight into qualifying with no idea what the track was like. And that was 2013, and it happened again in 2015 as well. But we have just been informed by Michael Massey that as soon we are expecting an update in 8 minutes' time. That's half past the hour. Wherever you are in the world, unless you're in North Korea, in which case it's top of the hour. But we are expecting an update to whether we are going green or not. But the conditions haven't changed that much since the start of the session. The clock has started. 1 hour, 7 minutes and 27 seconds remain at the moment.
I pay the electricity bill. We're not going green, not in here. Look at it.
No.
This is ridiculous.
We've got a computer, a television, a laptop, another television, another computer device, an iPad, a big TV monitor, and a lamp, and 2 lamps.
And they all have to be taken out after the end.
Everything has to be ripped out and ripped back in again. Oh, count the bus mixer. Everything has to be ripped out, ripped back up.
Luckily, the telly's on wheels. I'm thinking of putting a motor to it.
It takes round about an hour to set this box up and down again. But luckily,
and then I play on it with doing my voice.
Oh yeah, when we did it over, yeah. Well, what was
day.
it? Was it Thursday we set that? No, when did we set up the bus mixer? It was Thursday. Yesterday.
I don't know.
Because we've got a new webcam.
Because Spitting Image is back on the TV.
Yeah. Where are you going with that one? I was just trying to where you're going with that one.
Voices. The lads doing the
Spitting
voices.
Image, yeah.
You know the lad that does Boris is absolutely.
I've seen it, yeah.
Left, right, yes, up, down, what, yes, go for a meal, I'll pay for it, don't bother, no, don't go for a meal, I don't know what I'm saying, yet we're not political at all on this show. So let's do Keir Starmer.
Oh, there you go. He's got the running order now.
Will the Prime Minister...
Oh, God, I thought you were going to do that. If you just wonder what he's talking about, I'll just let me say, that's our running order.
It tells Meghan what to say.
Yeah, that tells Meghan what to say and tells us when we're on air.
Because Meghan, I pointed out to her earlier on that she will be broadcasting to the world, to anybody else that's listening this morning, while still at school.
I know.
So she was asking what time. She said, "Dad, what time do you think it all starts?" Right. So I had to tell her. So maybe Meghan and her class are listening.
Yeah, it might be. Nothing else.
So. If they are listening, these are all Meghan's secrets. Starting with
number 1. She's turned it off now, I bet.
The hair is the hair comes off with the bubble.
It's all a big wig. But yeah.
She's got short hair, really.
Okay, actually, the last time I remember Meghan with short hair, she was about 3. No, maybe not even 3, maybe 2.
Meghan wears her hair up in a bubble most of the time nowadays. She
surprised me yesterday.
When she comes out of the shower and puts her gym jams on, right, and her hair's wet, she looks totally different.
She
'cause
looks
her hair's-
complete- yeah.
It's all curly and
Her face is really small.
small.
Yeah.
Small. I've got a small.
If you rewind back to the start of this live stream, Megan hosted the first 5 minutes of this show. I think she did really, really well.
I think she did. I'm always proud of her. She does well in everything she tries, and that's just like her sister. Oh, and David, of course.
Just waiting. I've got time. I've got an hour to kill. I can wait.
Well, I might get a compliment in for you in the next hour.
Very nice.
Well,
I've just
your
remembered what
friends,
this is.
your friends who on the BB whatever it is.
BB Racing 1.
BB. Welcome to BB. This is
BBB Racing 1.
DBB.
BBB Racing 1.
So
If I say it more,
BD Racing what?
Yes.
I don't know.
I've just remembered I haven't put this up
I'm
on the
getting so
side.
confused. Where's the freezer? I want to go in it.
We're in a freezer. It's absolutely freezing in here.
No. I'm not good at maths. I can't even count my children.
I tell you what, though, as everybody
7,
who's-
isn't it? Oh no, 8.
8.
We just had one.
Oh yes.
Yes. The Prime Minister has 8 children, according to this. Their names are, and
That's where we can't say anything.
we can't say anything. No, nobody knows, but it's private. Why should we know? That's my argument.
That's the one thing with the media these days as well. Everyone always pries for the information.
Yeah, well, why do we want to know how many children the Prime Minister's got? I want to know if he's got another sister. Because haven't you noticed that Tosh, Posh, whatever her name is?
Can't remember. I know
right,
exactly.
she's
who you mean
always
now.
with Stanley, right? And she looks like all of them.
Yeah, they're not actually related, are they? But I can't remember. I think it's Tosh as well. I can't remember which one it was. So
I like her. She's funny.
she is funny. Yeah,
Yeah, she's funny.
she won Amazon.
So is the Prime Minister. He's the best stand-up comedian in the country.
David, who is the elder brother of me and Megan, and the younger brother of Kellyanne. Also, when he first saw Boris Johnson, he was hosting Have I Got News For You, he generally thought he was a comic.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all did.
Well, everybody still thinks of that.
Actually, Boris's
That weather forecast is handy.
Boris's episodes of Have I Got News For You, long before he was mayor of London, even were really, really popular. He got really great viewing figures, nearly as good as mine.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. Sorry, I've just realised I've gone off the screen. I'm just trying to control this weather forecast.
Yeah, you have a guy at it, mate. David, come here and do this for us, please. Because he don't know what he's doing, do you?
Nope. Here we go.
Here we go. He can't speak German, you see. Let's look at this, I don't know what it says.
I'm trying to find the rain, but I can't find it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Ratson, but no, that means town hall, doesn't it? I thought it was my house.
There we go.
That house.
It still looks pretty rainy out there at the moment, although that's pretty much useless. So I'll switch back to the thing.
Oh, so the nearest town is Alan.
Is it? Where is it?
Alan.
Oh yeah, the nearest city to here is Alan, so
And then there's
that must be where it is. Yeah.
Open Cox.
Open.
Heidenheim. The thing about Germany is that
Oberkochen.
Ober,
That's how you pronounce it. Oberkochen.
I would think it was Koken.
Oh well.
It means over something.
I know someone who can pronounce it, but unfortunately, I don't think they're with us at the moment. We are. Oh yeah, that's
Heidenheim and Benz. And the Benz.
We're expecting an announcement in the
Who
upcoming
back?
1 minute 20 seconds.
The Essingen. I've heard of Essingen.
I think. Hang on, I've just noticed.
Mantelhof. I've heard of Mantelhof.
Look! They haven't put up the giant screen that's usually at the Dunlop Curve. That's disappointing. Natalie Pinkham's talking to Gunter Steiner.
Natalie's boots are now available from a certain retailer, Amazon, and they're only £2,800 a pair.
New subscriber, thank you very much. I can just see it coming up on the monitor.
N. Pinkham.
Nicely done.
Why tell everybody where I got my boots? Well, I know you didn't get them from Amazon, Natalie, and I know that you had them last year. So
we've been on air now for coming up to 40 minutes. Coming up, we've been on air now.
Joshua just showed the posh chairs that we sit in.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You see,
duck down.
Duck down.
Yeah, there
No,
you go. Oops, Mike.
You told me to do it.
Right. We're expecting. I'm going to do this actually because it's a bit more easier for us to see the controls. The low track conditions at the moment, no sign
Nobody
if
on
we are
track.
green.
Nobody doing anything. Gunter Steiner keeping.
We have an update. No change to the situation. A further update will be provided at the top of the hour, 12 o'clock German time, 11 o'clock our time. So another half-hour delay. We're not going to get this one going, are we? It's
BBC
just delay.
News at 11 o'clock.
It's delay after delay after delay.
People all over Europe and the outside world have complained about the rantings of a pair, dad and son, on YouTube. This is due to a Formula One situation where nobody can fly at the moment, can they? Nobody can fly, but we saw a helicopter.
So, yeah,
but
we
I
saw a
will
helicopter,
say
yeah.
that the reason for that is I think that's the F1 helicopter,
Which is different,
which, as we said earlier, the area around the track
It's
isn't
clear.
the problem.
No.
It's the area on the way to the hospital that is the problem.
Yeah.
So
Cameras up
just,
there.
You know, I know Simon. I don't look at cameras.
Oh, sorry.
They look at me. That's how I do
This
it.
is watching on, so we should
That's-
look at monitors.
You know, I don't look at. I get neck ache.
Yeah, it's quite high up. That's why we have to do that.
Right. Simon said earlier that as soon as they came on air, it started to brighten up at the trackside. But
Yeah.
that's normal. It's this time of the year, right?
The track isn't the problem. It's the surrounding area where there's a massive rainstorm, which is affecting
It's not.
everything.
It's mist.
Mist as well, yeah. So
Because according to this, in Aachen, there is no millimeters of rain.
that's a good point. Actually, I didn't spot that. It was 5.7 a second ago, but now it's gone down to 0 millimeters of rain.
You're very close to the E43 motorway. I wonder what your speed you can go up on there.
Well, your
That's the
autobahn,
thing.
probably.
The autobahn. No, we're not allowed to sing that because we might have to pay for it.
Good point.
Bam, da motorway.
Still did it.
No, I did it in English
I know you
instead.
didn't.
That was a great record.
I'm just having a look at Twitter as well. At F1 Broadcasting, already 3 minutes in, and we're getting, well, this is predictable comments. Wouldn't we normally be going to Japan at this time of year, where we've had many delayed F1 sessions? Not sure what the issue is. That's a good point, actually, because if for those of you who remember, today should have been first practice for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah, but you can't go to Japan because of the
No.
comments you made about Nakayama being the best Japanese driver ever.
Oh, yeah, I can't. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Kazuki
Because
Nakajima.
Sato
Kobayashi as well.
Sato said he knows people, and when as soon as you stand off the plane, you'll get a custard pie in your face.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Sato's had a great season in IndyCar, right, including winning for the second time the Indianapolis 500.
I've just realised as well that Sky Sports haven't done what they did in Austria when we had FP3 cancelled, and they haven't gone off to show a completely different race.
That's because Natalie's here.
Yeah. Well, I'm personally glad because they went
Go
off. There,
ruin
we
your
don't have
hair,
to do
Natalie.
that.
Go stand in the rain.
Yeah. Go ruin everything.
She goes very fizzy, doesn't she? Her hair.
the hair,
Your
yeah.
mother does as well.
I wish we could just bring one of them in because we.
What, your mother?
Yeah, just pop.
Why?
one
How
in
many
there.
mothers have you got?
No, I mean one of the other people is currently in the other building. Just come into the back of the box, but no one's here. Yeah, behind the Iron Curtain.
For those of you in Australia, g'day.
Oh, yeah. Good morning.
Well, yeah, it's very early morning here in Australia.
Trying to see what time it is actually. 2 seconds.
Well, we're not daylight saving, so it's 9 hours behind.
It is 10 hours ahead
10
of
hours?
us. Yeah, so look,
We're in Sydney.
Sydney. So it is.
What about in Wallamaloo or Wingagan?
Don't know. Hang on. Let's change off the iPad. Oh, this is the height of commentary delaying, isn't it? There we go. Look. So where's the clock one? I can't see it.
Paris. It is 25 to 12 here in Paris.
Oh, there it is.
And welcome. It's
There
nearly
you go.
time for a nice lunch.
There's all the curves around the
down
world.
by the Champs-Elysees.
If you're in
or
2 seconds, if you're in San
in the
Francisco,
Seine.
if you're in San Francisco,
Cafes around the Seine.
if you're in San Francisco,
Little baguette.
I knew you could
Un
do that.
baguette.
I knew you were gonna. If you're in San Francisco, it's 2:34 in the morning. Go to bed. If you're in New York, good
Don't
morning.
go to bed. Don't go to bed. Don't go to bed. Listen to us. Go to bed. Listen to us. Listen to us. Don't go to bed.
If you're in New York, good morning. If you're in London, hello. If you're in Paris, hello. If you're in Moscow, happy
Did you see
lunchtime.
this week that
Beijing,
you
good
know,
evening. Tokyo, good evening. Sydney, good night.
Do you know David Frost's son Wilf is an anchor on MMSB and MMB, the business side of NBC.
Yeah.
Right, and he does the closing
CNBC,
bell show.
Yeah.
Right, and this week it's amazing. He's been looking for years for copies. A lot of his dad's old interviews were wiped by London Weekend and the BBC because they wiped a lot of things in them days. But they've turned up in a really peculiar place.
First ad break. 35 minutes in. Wow, that's late for them.
Well, they don't usually do that. Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, so guess where the 70 shows have been found?
Where?
Right? He's famous for interviewing, I did not do this. Yes, I did.
Oh, was it the President's Vaults?
Yeah, the President's Library.
Oh, wow.
For Richard Milhouse Nixon, right? That they found 70 copies of his show.
Oh,
so
wow.
Obviously, it was either one of Richard Nixon's favourites. Now, hey, Richard Nixon's grandkids, right? I don't know if they still are. I'll have to work it out. But they were unique in the United States.
Yeah.
Because both their grandfathers were presidents of the United States. Because Nixon's daughter, I think it was Debbie or something like that. Married Eisenhower's son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See, you learn a lot here.
Yeah. Well,
you
we're
learn
delayed.
a lot. If this was American TV, and the last time I was watching American TV was yesterday, we'd go for an advert right now.
Well, we can do that, but
anybody who watches anything on your favorite American show, right? If you watched it in America, you would throw a slipper at the screen because it's. Guess what? We now go for a break.
Yeah, you can't do anything, can you?
I like watching. I occasionally watch General Hospital. Joey Tribbiani's character was in General Hospital in a crossover.
Oh no, he wasn't he? In crossover.
Fell down a lift.
Yeah.
Do you know the lift's still there?
Is it?
Yeah, in the show. Yeah. Dreyfus. Is it Dreyfus? Yeah. The big tall doctor with the funny hair. Right. He was talking to this other guy, then went towards the lift, and I went, "That's Joey Tribbiani. He was killed in that lift."
I missed that show so much. There was talk of a Friends reunion, but everyone's saying,
the girls
why
turned
not?
up at the online Emmys, is it?
Yeah.
Recently,
Yeah.
It was all scripted, but they made out that they still lived in that flat.
The same flat. Nobody knew. Just a quick question as well. How did they afford that fella?
As if Jennifer Arquette, Courtney Arquette, and what is the other one called?
I don't know.
What's Phoebe called?
Lisa Kudrow.
And Lisa Arquette.
That took a while for me to think about that.
There is an episode of Friends just after she married David Arquette.
I think it's season 5.
On the list of who was who.
Yeah.
It said everybody was called Arquette.
Yeah.
Because in America there are a lot of Arquettes that are big stars. There's quite a few
she married one, didn't she?
acting families in the United States. Obviously, we've got nothing to tell you about Formula. What's happened this week that we can talk about? About Honda. We've already skipped about Honda.
Kimi Räikkönen, I suppose we could talk about.
Oh yeah, Kimi.
2021.
2021
looks to be going ahead.
Yeah. Seb thought he was in trouble again.
Why?
2021, Seb.
Oh yeah. 2021. Yeah, that's not good, is it, for Sebastian?
Multi-21, Seb.
That's not great for Sebastian.
But what an achievement. Roman Grosjean was asked about the fact that, what did he think about the fact that Kimi has got an extension to his contract or a new contract? And he said, the crazy thing is that when he started karting, right, Kimi was already in Formula One.
Yeah, Kimi came 2001, didn't he?
I remember a particular crash that Kimi did in his early stages, and you wouldn't have thought he would have lasted 5 minutes in Formula One.
Just 2 seconds.
Worse over on the far of the circuit.
Yeah, down towards turn 5 of the Nurburgring. Fog has descended. We're not going to get this one started at all.
There was one, which was like a MotoGP crash, where he lost the back end, slid over a corner, and went straight over the cockpit of one of the other drivers.
Oh, God, yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
He was in a blue car, wasn't he?
Sauber would have been 2001, yeah, just before he moved over to...
Yeah.
And
it wasn't the only thing that he did at that time, but he was a driver. Anybody who calls these drivers that make mistakes nowadays, right? And don't put Georgie Russell up.
No, George Russell's just started a live stream on Instagram, if we put it up there as well. Now, I would love it if we can get hold of one of the drivers to speak to, now that we have the ability to with our multitude of broadcasting. But at the moment...
he's got a new piece of kit.
And we're loving it. 2 new pieces of kit, webcam and computer.
Well, for his e-sport thing, he's got a new bit of kit.
And we're loving it as well. But so at the moment we can't talk to any of the drivers, but hopefully we'll get some interviews done soon.
He has spent that much money nowadays that when I turn over in my mattress, I nearly fall off the bed because there's a lot missing.
I think you might check a bit more. I've just bought 2.
Check?
Yeah.
You never use checks. You always go under the mattress.
No, I've just bought 2 new iPads and a new MacBook.
I checked this morning. I've got £17.38 under that mattress.
You might want to check. You might be a little bit less.
Do you know when the kids used to? Whenever I change my cab, the last thing you do as a cab driver before you change it is you unscrew the little 2 bolts that hold the bottom of the back seat on and lift it off.
Let's see.
And see how much property and, more importantly, money is down there.
How many?
And
kid.
Well, if you found out who the property belonged to, you returned it.
Yeah. I remember doing that on Sundays.
Yeah, and there was once they got about 34 quid because people getting drunk, right? And they've got loose change in the pocket, and it rolls into under the seat, right? And they found about 34 quid. I mean, the most we ever found was 50 or 60, 70 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in the last one, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Anyway, we've gone off subject because we've nothing to talk about.
I'll tell you what I will talk about.
Latifi.
Yeah, Laura Winter, who is deputising for Will Buxton.
Don't talk about Laura.
Why not?
Don't talk because her hair is a mess.
Oh, right.
She's got it wet.
Yeah, well, she's got a fluffy pink coat on today as well.
She has, yes, and it's got wet as well.
Just quickly, Laura Winter, who's deputising for Will Buxton this weekend, as Will's still suffering with COVID-19. I hope you
get well, Will.
Yeah. So Laura's doing his job this weekend. I didn't think she must have...
He's another one who used to work for NBC.
Yeah, NBC was the Pitman reporter. But I don't think she came into this weekend thinking that she'd be doing this much interviewing during a session. We can hear her on our earphones now.
She is really confident young lady, and she's
massive supporter of women's aid as well, which is fantastic as well. She's a real go-getter. She's a fan journalist.
I used to be like that when I was a teenager and a young man. Massive supporter of women's aid. I used to buy them all drinks.
Oh dear.
Did it get me anywhere?
Mother.
Oh God, yeah.
I set that one up perfectly for you. The weather is still coming down here at the Nurburgring.
My wife is lovely. She tells me it all the time.
Oh yeah, very. She's listening as well, so better be nice. Otherwise,
I am being nice.
Yeah, you better actually be nice because otherwise she'll lock the door, and I don't think I've got the right key to get back in.
I don't. I
might do actually. Hang on a second. Combox key, back door key. I do have it as well. Whatever that key is, I think it's a window key actually. Chest key.
That's not a window key. You can't see through it.
I don't know. Oh, you might do. I don't even know what window key that is. It's definitely. I think it might be that one behind us actually.
I don't think it's got.
I don't think it has that type of lock.
That type of lock. It's a different type of lock.
Well, it's definitely not this one here, is it? No.
So we still got no cars on track, right? And we've talked about everything but Kylie Minogue.
I'll tell you one thing as well.
Kylie's finally showing her age. Did you know that?
How old is Kylie now? Nearly 60?
Kylie is as old as your auntie Alison.
That helps. At 50 something or other.
You want a Christmas present off her?
She's 21.
She's 21. How old is it? 1967. Work it out.
Oh, for God's sake!
53.
There you go. Got there eventually. I just.
You should be so lucky. Lucky.
I feel sorry for Mick Schumacher.
Is it my imagination?
I don't know. Might be. Don't sing it.
You don't know Kylie.
I feel sorry for Mick Schumacher just quickly because the fog's come back.
He must have been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
But it's part of his development, and I'm sure they'll find a different session for him to take part in.
Portugal. Give him Portugal. That's even better.
Why? What, the whole of Portugal?
Yeah, just give him the whole of Portugal. Give him next time at the Algarve because
Algarve.
Yeah, Michael went there as well.
He lives in Amsterdam. Alan Garve used to be in my school.
I'm just looking, for those of you who are watching the TV coverage as well as listening to our commentary, first of all, thank you. But second of all, you can see the fog has descended on the track now, and I cannot see the Mercedes start at the back of the track. In fact, I cannot see half the pit lane.
You need my physics teacher see more clearly. He could.
I'll just pop my glasses on. No, still can't see it. Still can't see it. I don't think we're good. Oh, turn 1 is right.
That was an old joke.
2 seconds. I can see the apex of turn 1, but turn 2 and the start finish straight are wiped out the area.
I can just make out the top of a black Opel coupe.
Hello. There's
Hello.
a fan waving there. There's a fan waving on the track.
Was he waving at us or the girl, the Jessica-looking girl?
I think it was the girl actually who was waving at. I'd say what we can talk about. There was a baseball.
Who's Jessica?
Don't know. Intro to Top Gear. I'll tell you what though. There was a.
Let's talk about Top Gear.
2 seconds. George
Let's
Russell.
talk about Top
if
Gear.
I can get that. There you go.
Gasly.
George Russell's now just untangling headphones. He really is bored, isn't he?
That's Gasly as well.
Gasly in his race overalls with his mask on, talking with his engineers. Come on, teams. I know it's COVID, but go get your rafts out.
In this country, we have a fantastic motor show about cars called Top Gear.
Yeah.
I know it goes out in
around the world.
Around the world. Right, the present series.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
That was so funny last weekend, right?
Stay in a car for 24 hours.
Ended up at the Bolton Stadium.
Paddy McGuinness, the cheat.
Which town are there tomorrow?
Are they? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
they're at the Bolton Stadium tomorrow.
See, if that's League 2, why don't we have a stadium like that? Money?
I've always loved our stadium.
It's good, but it's got history. But
it was, I mean, we've been in the top flight back in the things, but in my lifetime, the highest we got was top of the championship, when it said it's a takeover, because you call Yorkshire people tykes, and we're not from Yorkshire, but everybody wraps us in with Yorkshire.
Yeah, just quickly,
because we're nothing like Lincolnshire.
Just quickly,
we're not even like Scunthorpe next door. You know,
that's getting so annoying as well, because we flick onto the news and we see that Boris Johnson's locked down the northeast, and we go, where? Because we're north east Lincolnshire.
I used to know a lot of Sunderland fans and a lot of Geordie fans, and they used to love doing Boxing Day at Blundell Park.
Yeah.
For Grimsby Town. They when they were we were in the championship together.
Fine.
They loved it. It was always who got it. Was it Sunderland, or it was nearly always Newcastle.
Yeah, you got the joke.
And Boxing Day with thousands of Wearsiders and thousands of Geordies.
Yeah.
I remember them winning the championship. I think it was under Kevin Keegan about 20 odd years ago, when we lived in Blundell Avenue, next door to the ground, and there must have been 3,000 or 4,000 drunken Geordies, happy as Larry, in our street, and not a single bit of damage, because that's not what it's all about with Geordie fans.
The Blundell Avenue was it was wonderful, wasn't it? Because every time Grimsby scored, you could hear
the Nana's dog would look up and see the lights and think,
which one, Emma?
Yeah, food. So after a game, she always wanted, go, let's go for a walk. There might be McDonald's, because there's McDonald's at the ground.
Just straight after the
just in front of the ground.
Did you used to take her for walks? I know you did, but did you do it after the match?
When she was here, after the match. Yeah, who else would go out and take her for a walk after the match?
A good point.
You kids and next door kids.
I was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when Emma was there.
No, I know, because you were only a baba.
No, 97. I was 99.
99.
Yeah, 2 years difference. I missed Emma.
Never mind. She was great.
Look,
someone's put a Mercedes car.
There's a Mercedes Mini SLS on the front wing of the Mercedes. It's the Mercedes black SLS on the black Mercedes.
Talk about people making decisions above you and not, and like they're doing Formula One with what we was talking about with Lewis.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden he got 2 points on his license, and then after a few discussions, that was taken away, and it was deemed a team decision. Right, Dieter Renken was suggesting that the radio commentary from that period suggests that it was a joint decision, and so he should have got the thing.
Should have got the penalty. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he should have got the penalty in the first place. There's clearly marks on the floor to show that everyone else had
He's
been
done it in
doing
the same place. Yeah.
in that same place. I think it was another attempt at Lewis bashing, right? Because Lewis, when you stick your neck out in any sport, the powers that be don't like it. Lewis has got every right to say what he wants and to promote what he's promoting.
They all do.
They all have, yeah.
People saying, "Oh, keep politics out of sport." It's not politics. That's the thing.
It's not possible to keep politics
Exactly.
out of sport.
I mean, for God's sake, Formula One had the FISA-FOCA war. It's had the FIA war with split seats.
It's had a love affair with FIA. Have had a love affair with Ferrari since the day they were born.
Yeah, it is. Formula One is just a massive politics game. They call it the Piranha
Sebastian
Club.
look like a Smith? Where are you all coming from?
He does actually.
We're from Smithland on the run.
He's just come under
It's his raincoat.
Yeah, big, massive raincoat.
Do.
Tell you what, though, we may not have a heater in the commentary box, but we have got a massive light. It's getting us quite warm.
We have got a lot of hot air from Joshua.
Yes. Tell you what, though, coming on here without any breakfast was a bit of a mistake.
I've had my breakfast. I had cornflakes.
Oh, I thought you had Weetabix.
Well, sometimes I have cornflakes.
Oh, very nice.
It all depends how I feel.
Megan's, I'd just like to inform you before we end the show in about 40 minutes' time. Megan's bit is pre-recorded for her outro. She recorded it at the beginning of the session.
Is it pre-recorded? Yeah. Megan says yes, it is.
So if she says if you missed any of the action, she means that jokingly. But the end of it is pre-recorded. So just
if Megan and Noemi and her friends are listening.
Hello. Get back to your test. Wait, oh no, your test is at 12.
12.
You're fine. Have lunch. I think it's lunch now, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what the time is.
Actually, I don't know. Megan said she had a mock exam at 9 till 10. So this is lunchtime now because she's got one at 12 till 2. So hi.
I feel Sebastian is thinking to himself, "Thank God I'm getting out of here."
Oh, Ferrari, yeah. He's off to Aston, isn't he? Yeah. Ferrari has become very toxic over the past couple of races.
A bit
you
sandy.
can see why. Yeah. Toxic, Sandy.
Yeah, it's Sandy Toxic.
Oh, okay. I knew you were going somewhere with that. I just didn't know where you would go with it.
You got to be faster.
I'm trying to concentrate on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monitors. Okay.
Yes,
folks.
He's so cold up there, I bet.
There's a...
I'm wet.
Yeah, there's a camera operator on top of a massive crane right in the middle of the rain and in the fog at turn 1.
It's not a nice place to be. Every so often he's keeping warm because one of the electrical parts goes zzz.
Shocks him. And Pierre Gasly's taking this opportunity to do a photo shoot.
Here is Pierre Gasly. You can buy one of these suits for £2,860 in 4 equal instalments just by ringing this number.
Yeah, I got the number. They are about £2,000.
I got your number.
Apiece.
They are about £2,000 a piece. And they usually have 6 to 8 of them
per weekend. Yeah,
per weekend.
They have
not as many in MotoGP. They have a lot more because they tend to ruin them when they fall off and go over the gravel
massively,
and they blow up like this.
Just tell me. So I am still here. I'm just looking down at the other computer monitor.
Well, I wouldn't. It shows your bald spot.
I haven't got one.
It's the light shining on your hair, twit.
I was just thinking what you were doing there.
What am I doing? I don't know. You're the one that's moving.
I was just checking our CPU. Perfect. Hopefully no droppage. A duck! Williams! You've put a duck! Brilliant! Finally, pit lane
That's
antics.
Quackers.
There's a black duck.
Absolutely quackers. That's got to be Lewis's duck, hasn't it?
It's Williams' duck.
It is Williams.
Duck race! They're doing a duck race! They found a little river at the exit of the pit lane and they've got loads of ducks.
If it's that it's Daffy Duck, isn't it? And
yeah.
What name another famous duck? The duck from Tom and Jerry. Okay.
I don't know. I'm Looney Tunes, isn't it?
The doctor. You used to love Tom and Jerry.
I still love Tom and Jerry.
And
last year,
you know, the cat always tries to get the duck,
yeah.
right? And the mouse, and then the dog always comes to their rescue and batters the things. We apologise for Ted Kravitz's hair.
Yeah, Ted Kravitz now, who is absolutely soaked, poor kid. What's he going to do now?
Well, he shouldn't have put the wax on it today, should he?
His hair's very
He
damp.
puffs it up at the front. There's a thing for you. Shut up, George.
Oh, George Russell is talking at the moment again. He's eating toast and having something to eat.
Stop interrupting me when I'm telling jokes, George. Oh, yeah, okay.
Matt Gallagher, this is content. he's just eating toast. Have a look.
George eating toast.
Yeah, that's it.
It's jaw dropping.
Oh, very good. Well,
Oh, he just
very
went.
good. He just looks up there and says, "Oh, dear." Well, I tell you
Stream
what.
George on George's channel.
I tell you what, though. This was supposed to be, as I said, the first practice session for the Japanese Grand Prix, where we would usually have a delayed session. So I didn't expect it at the Nurburgring, though. Although coming here in October was a bit of a stupid thing to do, in my opinion. Are we going to get this in Portugal?
Was it Natalie or the other one who turned around and said to George, "What's it like being the second most popular driver to come out of King's Lynn?"
Yeah, I think it was him. Martin. Must have been Martin.
Yeah, because Martin is from King's Lynn as well.
Fans in attendance in this race, but I think half of them have gone inside to the limited hospitality.
Crofty,
Stevenage.
Johnny Herbert and Lewis Hamilton are all from Stevenage.
And Crofty always says he's the second fastest driver from Stevenage. Faster than Johnny Herbert.
Apart from Johnny Herbert and Lewis Hamilton.
Who are two Grand Prix winners. And World Championship winners as well, because Johnny won the Le Mans
series.
Several times, in fact.
Is that Helter Skelter?
Where?
There.
I don't know, but is that a roller coaster going through the grandstands?
That's what a Helter Skelter is,
It must be, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Like in the quiz last night when you lot didn't understand what a fender was.
I did. I got that.
Okay.
It was
We
David.
also got the right answer.
We did, yes.
We got 49 out of 50.
In the pub quiz yesterday, yeah.
We didn't know what the G sign was.
Oh, what was it?
You said it was game, and it wasn't, and we didn't get 50 out of 50 because you said it was game.
David said it was just giving.
Just giving, that's right.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be a J then?
No.
Just
be a
giving.
JG.
Yeah, but where was the J? It was just the G.
Well, there was two Gs.
Hey, look, they've got an
Do you know what
code.
the two Gs were for?
What?
What's the GG for? For the kiddies to ride on.
Oh, dear.
A
More
GG.
bad jokes.
A GG.
We've got nothing
What's
else
the
to
GG
do.
For? Yes. So
3 minutes.
we're now spanning the different areas of the building.
I'd just like to point out that we are expecting two things. I've just remembered the race director's rules. In 3 minutes' time, we are expecting the announcement of a start time. But considering they're giving half an hour updates, if we don't go green, if we don't get the go ahead at the top of the hour, if we don't get the go ahead at the top of the hour,
It'll be Vosh out.
yeah, they'll cancel the session. So we might be close to the end, and Sky have gone for a bloody break.
You swore.
I
You
hate it when they do that.
swore. You told me I couldn't swear.
Yeah, well, there's a difference.
There's something in the microphone, Josh.
Yes.
What have you done to the microphone?
I keep pressing the mute button as quickly as possible. So we're waiting now.
I
then
haven't
for the
sworn
delay.
once.
We're waiting to see.
There used to be a great comedian from Hull across the river.
George is heading back
and
to the
he
garage.
I think he really invented that.
Yeah?
He used to
What,
go,
the mute mic? Oh, yeah, not working.
the microphone isn't working. What I'd to say is,
We are still
I've
here.
got to say something. We believe in cybersecurity at Ferrari. If you want to go for Casper Sky,
Lewis Hamilton. Yes,
that
it
looks
is.
like Lewis.
It is Lewis.
And
And
that's
Max.
Max.
Carlos.
Charles.
I think that was just an advert. Right, we're expecting 1 minute and 15
Wouldn't it
seconds
be great?
to go.
Wouldn't it be great if Lewis, because he's good at technical things and
Yeah.
like things with he's got his own recording studio and things like that. If he did his doorbell so it recognized face recognition and it went, it's Charles.
Oh, it's
Car-
nice. Yeah.
It's Carlos. It's Charles.
I often wonder, actually, the amount of time Lewis
Do you know
Hamilton...
someone who's listening is going to invent things
Yeah.
like that, and I've got to lost a fortune.
Yeah, you are going to know. I often wonder how many times, because considering how many times Lewis changes his hairstyle and changes his facial features as well, his Face ID must not recognise him quite a lot. That's a problem I have, because right now, if I go with this, it doesn't detect the mic, but it unlocks me. But if I wear sunglasses, the Face ID won't work.
And who does his hair? Is it going to be Angie?
I think so.
Because there's nobody else in his bubble.
He's kept the same hairstyle all year. I know that. And that's unusual for Lewis because he does change it every now and then.
And he's Australian.
And he is Australian, yeah. Just I'm going to have to go a bit closer to check something on the bus mixer.
Move closer.
We're expecting the announcement in 5 seconds' time to come from the stewards if we are go or not for the Eifel Grand Prix first practice. I don't think this is going to go ahead. I think we just spent an hour
We've now
talking.
got some kid on the who's
we have the
Harold Potter.
We have the confirmation. No change to the weather situation. Pit exit will not open for this session. So the first practice session for the Eifel Grand Prix has been cancelled. Well, it's going ahead, but
so
it's
we've
cancelled.
got another 28 minutes to fill.
Yes, or we could just go off it now, but we'll wait to see what happens because because we'll keep talking. But
what a great
the
castle.
session's over. Yeah, that castle.
It's
was
a bit like
actually
Schumacher's one that he had built
in Switzerland. Yeah.
to house his record-winning cars.
Oh, wonderful collection as well.
We've now got golf on the telly. Don't you like watching women's golf?
It's a lot more competitive than men's golf, I can tell you.
It's like I never watched anything. I apart from when the Brits were winning in Wimbledon and that. I used to watch. It was too long.
Talking tennis, it was just on.
Yeah, male tennis is too long. Why isn't it 3 sets like the girls? Because the girls' games are really exciting.
Yeah.
Because if you lose the first set, you've
It's
really
tension.
got a battle, otherwise you're out, right? So it's instant tennis. It's a bit like the difference between 2020 cricket and normal cricket.
Yeah.
Normal cricket goes on for days and is only important most of the time in the last 10 minutes or an hour.
We have confirmation. No change to the weather situation. Pit exit will not open for this session. So the first session for the Eifel Grand Prix is cancelled. That's a bummer.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to read his lips.
Masks.
No, he's saying, no, you're not coming in.
Bad news. Are we going to see Mick in F2? Says Bertman Carebell. Well, I'm not sure. You're an Eastwood.
There's no F2.
Hello, Bertman Carebell. No, in practice 2, the session this afternoon.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't think we will.
I don't think the contract states that. But,
yeah, because surely they need to get Kimi back
I'm sure
out.
there will be, knowing the Schumacher family, the contract that has been signed will have provisos like that.
Portugal. He'll get a run in Portugal. But yeah, well, that's going to make this weekend a little bit more interesting.
Mickey's looked after by the lady that looks after Mick at the track. Such a disappointment for me.
Mick does look a bit disappointed, to be fair.
Yeah, the lady that looks after him, he's known since he was a little baby because she was Michael's manager.
Yeah.
And press woman, wasn't she? And she looked after him.
Corinne is here this weekend as well, his mother.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Air on TV for a long, long time.
I saw her yesterday in the F1 build-up show. So, yeah, there's Mick Schumacher with his victory, I believe.
I mean, what happened to Michael is, for the family like Corinne and that, is a really personal tragedy.
Massive, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her husband's still alive, but he's not the person he was.
And it's a long fight back if he can recover as well.
Yeah, hopefully one day he will.
Hopefully, yes. And we're hearing some positive news going
There's
forward.
a lot of people at that track that will be looking after Mick.
Yeah.
I don't know if his uncle's there because either of his uncles.
I haven't seen Ralph. Although this is the Eifel Grand Prix, so you might be on German television.
Yeah, you might be doing
RTL,
that. Yeah. Because but Sebastian will look after him.
Yeah, same bubble Ferrari teams.
Yeah, well, Sebastian's.
Well, looking at this, are we actually get free practice 2 started in just 2 hours' time?
Looking at the runoffs are looking really. I know that's painted and things like that.
Yeah, but
I'm not looking. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the state of the gravel, the state of the greenery.
Yeah,
that is actually not painted, and it looks soaked.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're going to beach.
And to be honest, going into that gravel when that gravel's soaked, just makes you travel faster.
Yeah,
you skim over it. Yeah.
And the fog is,
realistically, it couldn't take place. Look at that. That looks terrible.
Practice 1 is cancelled. Practice 2 now becomes our main focus later on this afternoon.
Yeah, we've got to send a camera crew to the school so Megan can put a yellow jersey on and reshoot the intro to the to practice 2.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
No, we'll just leave it.
I'll tell you one thing though. Are we going to be in for this? Are we just going to get a washout all weekend long? That's the question. Because this is forecast all weekend.
What was the point? Just to get a Grand Prix? Put it in, in
the mountains in October.
Mountains in October. It's not.
I think that's Lewis Hamilton running away out the paddock and back to his motorhome, and it's Angie behind him. So yes, it is Lewis. And he's got the scooter behind as well. There's electric scooters, which are fantastic. I had one.
Yeah, you had one when it first came out, yeah.
10 miles an hour, 40-minute battery. Now they do 20 and last for 3 hours.
You kept saying, can I have a helmet? And we kept going, no, go faster, Josh. Go faster. Round these bricks that we put on the road.
I'd like to say that, but if I can get it off. Hey! I already have a helmet.
Just because he's got an Ultra HD camera.
Yes, there we are.
Anybody would like to say what he looks like, it won't be anything worse than what I've said he looks like.
I look like Gavin Emmett when he's in the pit lane.
Gavin, yeah.
Just put that
If
back
you don't speak Italian, Gavin does.
No, I don't speak Italian, to be fair. That's a good point.
Gavin does.
So, we're just what we're waiting to do.
Della Vista Italiano.
What we're waiting to do, as FP1 is officially cancelled.
Before Radio Luxembourg started up at 7 o'clock when I was a kid, right, I used to have 15 minutes to test the transmitter by transmitting what was going on the Italian service of Radio Luxembourg. And they always used to end it with Dama della Vista, Dama della Vista, della Vista, della Vice.
What's that one?
And then good night.
Oh,
and then one of the DJs, like Tony thingy, then would go, thank you to the Italian service of Radio Luxembourg. Now Luxembourg is not just, it came from, after in the 50s. It started to take off as the music channel because everybody heard their music on there in the 50s, 60s, and even 70s.
Radio Caroline started in the UK.
Radio Caroline and on Ross Revenge. Right?
Which one was that one?
The Ross Revenge is Radio Caroline. The boat that things was an ex-Grimsby trawler called Ross Revenge.
Oh, right. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, there was also Radio Me Amigo for Caroline. They had that. Radio Tony Blackburn and them started out on Caroline, and the song Caroline, the BBC wouldn't play it because it was its association with the.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I know I said about wanting to come on air, but look who's walked back into the box. It's our mother. Hello.
It's not my mother.
No, it's not your mother. It's your wife. I'll tell you what. I'll mute Dad's microphone so you can talk, and I'll have a quick conversation. We're in the delayed part of the session. We have a cancellation of practice 1, but we've now just waited to see what is actually the situation. Is the whole of Friday cancelled, or have we got the remaining of practice 2 to look forward to later on today? But we are waiting. No change to the weather at the moment. The fog has descended on the Nurburgring, and we're just going to wait and wonder exactly what will happen for FP2. Now, this is Charles Leclerc, looking on the screen here, doing a practice down in Belgium. I think what Sky Sports F1 are doing and just comparing the two situations between each other at the moment of when Leclerc did a practice down outside the pit lane, outside the designated area, and then that was happening as well. And on camera as well. Oh, bye-bye.
See you later. Where's the key?
I've got one. I don't know why I shouted that. I don't know why I need to shout that. But yeah, there you go. Look at that. That was Mother. I've got one. Yes. They're just on about the back door key, which I do actually have. Now shut that door because it's cold in here.
Shut that door.
But yeah, that's the commentary box at the moment. So there's Mum. That was her first debut on air. Yeah. Well, we've got a cancelled session and we're a bit later than usual. And they're off.
I don't even know what the time is. 8 minutes. I've just found where the clock is.
Yeah, it's top of the corner. 8 minutes past 11 at the moment.
8 minutes past 11.
We don't know what's happening.
It's nearly 9. It's 9 minutes past 11 here on the podcast.
It may as well be a podcast, actually. We've just nothing for the past hour and a bit. We've been on air now 1 hour 20.
We've got some really dry, shiny cars.
Well,
drivers that are eating toast. Other drivers who are trying to unravel headsets.
I know. And some mopping up of the pit
that's
boxes.
A squeezy mop, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't watch that. It makes me cringe. It does. It just makes me cringe. That type of fabric just absolutely makes me cringe.
I've used one. They're very effective.
They have. It just makes
He's
me
doing
cringe.
it exactly right. you get the puddle where you want it, and then you keep bringing the puddle down.
Is that Paddy Lowe?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Looks a lot like it, but no, it's not. You're right.
It's not.
Well, you can tell the session's cancelled because we've got a photographer on the track.
Is he a photographer or is that a guitar man?
That's a photographer. He's got that long telescopic lens. I'll get it. I'll get there eventually.
Telephoto.
Hang on, the helicopter's up. As you said, yeah,
the F1
TV,
helicopter is up.
But what I mean is the fact is that the track is still not great.
Those guys are brilliant anyway.
Yeah, we're just giving us this.
Some of the pictures you receive from that helicopter.
Oh, unbelievable!
When you're watching Formula One, are amazing, right? They go so close to some of these objects, like you see that Armco.
Yeah, the barrier.
Aramco barrier that is across, right?
Bridge.
You can just see that it's got stanchions above for about 30 feet. And there we have Ted Kravitz.
Oh, yeah, there's Ted watching on.
And his cameraman. Wave, Ted.
I tell you what, though, we've got
Edward.
McLaren. McLaren are in front of Red Bull, and McLaren are doing practice pit stops.
Let's hope they don't do practice starts.
Well, this is quite a good idea, actually. You've got a cancelled session, so let's get some pit stop practice in.
Try saying that when you're drunk.
I'll try it again. Let's get some pit stop practice in.
And here we go.
And
the car will be pushed in. The car will be pushed in.
Is it going to be any good?
Now. Are you ready? Watch this. See if you can see the tyres move.
2.4 seconds.
Because in the race,
usually.
you don't actually realise that
No, you don't do it. Here they go. In they go. Putting Lando Norris' car in. 4 wheels off, 4 wheels on, and away.
That was
slow. Yeah, slow on the front left as well.
Let's pull them back again.
Oh, wet tyres as well. That's not going to be nothing. Although I think these are the tyres that they use for the 40 minutes free period. But I doubt we're going to be using dries this weekend anyway, so you may as well use them. Height of the coverage, a cancelled practice session for the second time this year. And we're still live on it. We've chosen this weekend to do live on YouTube because it's a different race that's not usually on the calendar.
So the end time is 11:35, which is something like...
for our time.
13 minutes away. Oh, that's 25. No, that's 23 minutes away.
Yeah. Long time to fill, yeah.
Long time.
Before we throw over to Megan.
And some more fans there on the hills above the
waving
circuit.
As well. Crucially, though, Brolly's down. So it's not raining. It's just the fog we're waiting for to lift.
Yeah, I didn't think it was raining.
It's lifted dramatically.
Yeah,
it's not showing it.
It's not showing anything on the radar tracker.
The fog has lifted dramatically in the past 10 minutes, but it's not safe enough to go for the session. That's why they've cancelled it. And the helicopters still can't fly. The medical ones can't fly because it's not safe in the nearest town of Alan, where there is a hospital.
Yep. And so look at this. In a nutshell, this also wastes a practice session, which Friday morning practice sessions are the mixture time when all the teams are doing little things that enable them to do the setups for practice 2, and then practice 3 is the setup for qualifying. Practice 2 is the race setup.
That's the one we need to go ahead. Yeah.
That's why we needed also this one to go ahead so that we could actually figure out the little quirks of the circuit.
The problem is, though, there's not many drivers left on the field that raced here in 2013. So quite a lot of them have never raced here in Formula 1 cars. And, well, I've just got a feeling as well that we might not get free practice 2 started in 2 hours' time. Although things look a lot clearer in the afternoon often. But I'm reminded that the Nurburgring 24 hours took place a couple of weeks ago, to which they only ran 7 hours. They stopped it for quite a long period of the race. Can't work it out that fast. They stopped it for, I think, 17 hours.
Did they? Really?
Yeah, they only had 7 hours running. So it must have...
Out of 24?
Out of 24. So do the math.
17 hours?
Yeah, so they red flagged it for 17 hours. So this year's Nürburgring 24 hours was the 7 hours.
Yeah,
so it was disastrous. I think Sky are going off air. They have. Sky have gone off air. Well, we'll see. Well, we might go off here as well because we've got nothing else to do. We'll go off here and give it back to Megan. Ironically saying, if you've missed any of the action so far.
It's a waste of time us commentating on something that's not there.
Yeah, so we'll wait to see what Sky are up to, and then we'll, in case there's anything that you need to see that we need to talk about. But with no session, you're right. And no change to the weather situation. Pit exit will not open for this session. A reminder, Megan's about to tell you, but we're live this afternoon at 1:50 for whatever happens in the second practice session once again.
Am I live?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I know. Although I'm going to try desperately to see if I can get someone on the phone if there's another delay.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that it's cold in here.
It is cold. Let's go warm up and have something to drink and eat over lunch as well. They have now gone off air, so we're going to look over there. So you just stay here for just a second because we've got to throw back to Megs. It's not our usual off-air thing. So that's it then. We've had a cancelled first practice session here for the Eifel Grand Prix. It's not been great, and we've had to talk for over an hour of absolutely nothing. 1 hour, 45 minutes. But,
an hour of absolute rubbish.
Yeah. So hope you enjoyed it. But what was your highlight of the cancelled FP1? I think it must be the duck.
It's got to be the kiss from your mother.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen as I set it up. Right, well, that's it for me and Dad then. Megan, we'll throw it back over to you, and hopefully you can make sense of this.
Thanks to our commentators for FP1. We'll be back this afternoon at 1:50 for British Summer Time for the action of FP2. Let's hope it will be a dry race this time. And if you have missed any of our action from today, the free practice review will be on at 8 o'clock. Thanks for your company. We'll be back later on this evening.